Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, a controversial rendition, and you know old Scabber don't do a lot of that. This is an SA dagger. It was gifted to me by a friend of both mine and Megatron's. We worked in bars years and years ago, and a guy was going through a divorce, and he was a major collector. I believe he was a speech pathologist at one of the colleges, and he had a vast collection, and he gifted me this and some patches. And I am a history lover. I'm a history freak. You don't see this knife much for a couple of reasons. We're going to talk about that some as we go. But I had, who I thought was a friend, try to look at it, and he was like, nah, man, it's a fake. He barely looked at it. He said, I'll take it off your hands. And I'm like, nah, it just was weird. It was a whole weird vibe. Come to find out, this is real. Now, the guard's upside down. It was made in Solingen, Germany. It's beat up. It's battered. You can see the tips broken, the handle's broken. Very well, a kid could have got a hold of it or been, So the guard's upside down. It's just a lot wrong with it. But is this knife evil? And that's what I want to talk to you about. Are knives evil? The short answer to that is no. They're objects. I even got asked on one video about this. I've only showed it once, I think. How can I hold something like this? Well, like this. I don't give an object power. I just don't. I don't want this video to be argumentative. It's not meant to be, but I do want to have a discussion. You see, here's the deal. While the people who wielded this knife were evil, and the organization was evil, this is just an object. It can only do what the user wants it to do. And if the user wants it to do evil, well, that's the user. Now, we don't do politics, religion, or her, and that's not going to change. But I do want to talk to you some about knives, and I'm going to show you some more. I've got some knives sitting here. I'm going to do a quick intro, and then let's just kind of deep dive. It won't be a long one, but it probably will because I usually have zero time management. Let's just get started. Guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere, and truth is, on the weekend like this, it's higher. It just is. That's why on this channel, we focus on the number 0. That's anything above 0 is simply unacceptable. And all that means, man, is you got a place here. You're welcome here. We're back to blue over here. We support Leo. Now, that's one of the most misunderstood things. Guys, there is a plethora of reasons that I do that. The main one of which is my son's going to be a deputy. And I have friends. But I also understand that people have been done wrong and can't support that. And I understand that. And that's just where we'll agree to disagree. How do you do it, Scabber? Well, I don't break the damn law. And finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Okay, are knives evil? Well, I picked out a couple of knives here to talk with you about. Now, for the first time in my life, I don't have a stacked leather K-bar. I usually keep one. I just keep one for the collection. But for argument's sake, this one will do. And this is actually... Well, Kurt gave me this one, and it's the standard USA 1211. It had a guard. Kurt took the back guard off, so it's the standard K-bar, but it's got the rubber handle. People in different parts of the world would tell you this knife's evil. They would. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Most people all over the world would tell you this knife's evil. The problem is this. Before 1939, well, probably before 1932, the swastika was a Tibetan peace symbol. Had a totally different meaning. And if you look up the swastika in the early 1900s, you'll see sports teams and athletic league. Now, I am in no way justifying that. I'm just telling you the history of it. You understand? And the other reason I don't show this a lot, guys, in case you haven't noticed, I'm bald-headed, got a lot of tattoos. And there is an element that I have been very, very careful to make sure does not creep in here. Every now and then you'll see somebody comment, white pea, ? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. So I'm very careful at what I show. But I wanted to talk to you about this because of the shorts. Now listen to me, because this is what happens. People will say, Scab, you can't worry about what people say. And if you comment that, I'm going to know you didn't watch the damn video. And I'm going to rely on those of you who do watch the video to find those comments and be like, dude, watch the video. Sometimes comments, even negative ones, make me think. As I've been doing this, and I built this channel on shorts, okay? I do a ton of long form, but shorts is what's brought in a lot of subscribers. And it's a brief, quick look in, and I get all kind of comments, and I keep getting these comments about, you know, fella and blah, blah, blah. And at a point, it doesn't bother me. But I got to thinking, do people really think that? And I know there are trolls, but not everybody, not every single person on the internet who disagrees with us are trolls. So are knives evil? No. There are tools, and I want you to know from me, because I've been saying along and along, we're going to take a different direction. Well, we're still going to do our hard use reviews. We're still going to do riding with scabs. We're still going to do all that. We're just going to approach some of this stuff from a different angle, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from with it. And I want you to understand as we grow my heart when it comes to knives. I view these as tools. Now, I brought this kitchen knife out for a reason. You know that most violent altercations with a knife, it's something, you know, in the kitchen. It has nothing to do with this, and I brought this knife out for a certain reason, but, you know, this is a tool to me. When I do my reviews, I try to show you the strength of the knife. We don't break shit on this channel. We're not going to break shit on this channel. If it breaks during a review, then I've got a real issue, and here's probably what's going to happen. If I break something like this in a review, I'm going to get another one and do the exact same thing. Because it's either a one-off or it's a problem, and if it's a problem with me breaking it, because I'm not trying to break it, that's not the goal, it's a problem. But I'm wanting to show you the tool work. I don't do self-defense shit with a knife. I just don't. For 20 years of my life, I spent working in bars and making shitty decisions. In this leg, and you've seen it in one, I've got a video that's hot right now. I think it's got 1.5 million views. My most devastating blade is a short. You can see the hole in my leg. It's a bullet hole. All the tattoos and all that. I got tattoos long before they started being cool. I got a lot of tattoos because I got a lot of scars. It's easier to explain a tattoo than a scar to my grandchildren, because that's what matters now. You understand? I lived a violent life. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of my temper. That's why here on the channel, you don't hear a lot of dumb shit and a lot of self-defense shit. I've got nothing against it. Understand that. If you train in the arts, if you train with a knife, if you train with a gun, and I'm not anti-gun, for God's sakes, I'm just not fighting with YouTube. Not doing it. Somebody said, oh, so you got, no. There's no need. There's no need. The YouTube channels are already under attack. They're already getting demonetized. I'm not doing it. I work 60, y'all hear this all the time. I work 55 to 60 hours a week, every week of my life, and then I pour time into this channel. I view a knife, and that's what we're getting down to, even this knife as a tool. Now, this was not made, you know, for farming. That's not what this knife was made for. And on this channel, we're going to use some common sense. This was not this was a SA dagger before they got the Knight of the Long Knives. So I'm well aware what the dagger was made for, okay? But every knife has its place. Now, somebody would say, why would you own that? Well, it was a gift. But the longer I've had it, all it's doing is sitting in a cabinet in the back. And I've really been thinking more and more and more and more and more about sending it to the World War II Museum in New Orleans. One, to verify it, to validify it, and two, to kind of enter it. You know, they may show it, they may not, but at least it would be there for posterity and other people to view. Because I'm not having open war room tours right now. I may start that after I do an OnlyFans if I got to keep working. You know what I'm saying? But it would do a lot more in a museum. But this knife's not evil. The organization was. Just like this knife's not evil, but plenty of people see the people behind it as that. See, it's perception. The whole reason I'm doing this video is this. We at Choir Boys Outdoors view knives as tools. It's one of the most ancient tools in history. It's gone through many variations. Every culture has had something to cut with. Every single one. Every single one has used one in their military. Every single one is used in their agriculture, crafts, trades, etc. From stone and obsidian, which is still sharp as shit, to copper, iron, steel, super steels. It's gone through every iteration. It is a tool. And again, people see something like this, or they see something like this, or they see something like this, there's a lot of indigenous Americans that would see something like this as evil. It will be representative of, but it's not. It's the person wielding it. And yet, people are comfortable with this. They use it every day. And if I said something, hey, I'm carrying this for self-defense. Oh, Scab, it's a steak knife. Yeah, I know. People are comfortable with this because Peepaw carried one. I don't want to carry knives to make other people either uncomfortable or comfortable. I want to carry a knife because I enjoy carrying the knife. I cut my sandwich 4 or 5 times a week, or 3 or 4 times. I've cut back. Now, if you'll notice with me with shorts, I'll get in a run and I'll get in a rhythm and I'll do the same thing, but then I move on. I cut my sandwich today with a knife. I don't do that. I make sure that the environment's right. I make sure there's not a lot of people, because I'm not there to make people uncomfortable. The whole point of Choir Boys Outdoors was started to keep my hands and my mind active. I'm an addict. I've never shied away from that. It's a daily fight. But as I've done the channel, and I think Megatron would even tell you, it's become more. It's become, yes, a passion, and yes, I have to watch my compulsion. I really do. I do. And there are times I have to say, hey, and there's times Megatron has to say, hey, you need to throttle back. But the whole point of this channel is to show you knives. It's not always going to be the newest, latest, greatest, but to show you them to you in the light as a tool. I'm very careful on the whole self-defense thing. I try to tell you up front, hey, this is a self-defense knife. However, we're going to test it this way. Why? I don't want some kid getting a knife and when they get in trouble, because this is what kids do, I watch Scab do it. Nah. So, are knives evil? No, of course they're not. Of course they're not. Have they been used for evil intent? Sure. Just like a rock, a stone, a bottle, a glass, Molotov, cocktail, you name it, just about every object on earth has been used for evil intent. Not every object on earth has been used as a tool, though. That being said, and I'm going to wrap it up right here, just know this from me, guys. I am passionate about knives because I love them. I really am. I'm passionate about knives because I learn from them every day. I really do. I'm passionate about knives because it has led me into this freaking awesome community. And we're making friends every day, and the channel's growing every day. And I want you to know that as long as the passion's there, man, we're going to roll. But what we're not going to do is be disingenuous or go down some kind of dumbass weirdo path, right? And if you see a video of me doing it, the video I mentioned, my most devastating knife, it's literally me cutting a jug. And if you read the comments, and not the ones that, you know, all the fat, I don't care about that. What's the message here? You're giving me way too much credit for trying to send a message. Anyway, I love y'all. God knows I do. God bless y'all. I hope he does. If you don't believe in that kind of thing, may the universe give you a handy. Now listen, Donnie B All Day's raffle's going on. You know what to do. We need to get that going. I'm going to be showing some of the knives tomorrow in shorts. The other thing is this. Please send vibes and goodwill Megatron's way. Wednesday, July 26th, if all goes according to plan, she will be having some surgery. That will be a day I shut down. That will be a day I throttle back. Any prayers and any vibes are greatly appreciated. I'll keep you posted as we go. You know I will. I love y'all. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm gone, son.